Hey book friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my March TBR video. And of course I am going to be playing TBR University, my TBR game. It's really fun, but I'm also going to be trying to participate in Realmathon this month. It's hosted by Cassidy over at Covers with Cassidy. I'll link her down below, but that might be influencing some of my book choices this month. So we shall see, but let's just hop in. So hi, my name is Angie. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back, all the things. Now, before we can start my March game, I have to look at how I did in February because that affects how I play this game, which if you've been watching for the last couple months, you know that. But let's just go through my February stack of books. Until last month, the game picked 6 books for me, which was quite a few. I'm hoping for less books this month so I can mood read a bit for Realmathon, but we'll see what happens. But as for the books chosen by my February game, I actually did read this book, Defy the Night by Bridget Kimmerer. And I'm actually not going to talk about it in this video because I'm planning on making a February wrap up because again, I've read quite a few books and I want to chat about them. But another book that was chosen is 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. I did read this book as well as this book. I read Air Awakens by Elise Kova. This is just book 1. I did end up reading book 2 and part of book 3 just because it's a very addictive series. And then Onyx Storm. I picked Onyx Storm last month by Rebecca Yarros. I read it. I actually read it at the end of January. I couldn't help myself. And then Swordcatcher. I'll talk about this in my wrap up. Might be my new favorite book of the year, just so you know. So yes, I read Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. And then I just started this book. And since I am filming a little bit early, I am sure I'll be able to finish this. And this is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. So that means I was able to finish my TBR from last month, and that means I get to play easy professor mode. You guys, I tried so hard in February to finish my TBR because I knew March 1 had a number of new releases. I'll put them up here. 2 new releases that I'm really looking forward to. And so I knew I wanted to pick those up. I wanted to play Realmathon. So I have a lot of books. I have a lot of books that I want on my March TBR. And so I'm really happy we're playing Easy Professor Mode. When I show you guys the board, you'll easily be able to see how that's played. It just means I take fewer steps. Now let me then pick my genre, because every month is a specific university course, if you will, which is genre based, and I spin the wheel for that. And so here is my spinner wheel. I'll just pop it up for you guys to watch it with me as we pick the genre for this month's easy course. Let's just cross my fingers. I always do enjoy this part, but I always never like to look, oh, I see what it is. Okay, it says sci-fi. Obviously, you guys could see that. It said sci-fi. That might not be exactly what I was looking for this month. As I'm looking at some of the books I want to read and all the new releases, none of them are sci-fi. Okay, that changes things, but maybe not. It depends. It really does, because I might not even land on the green squares. But officially, our course has been selected for March. Easy Professor Sci-Fi course. It'll be interesting. Let's flip the camera around and see what happens this month. All right, I'm gonna shuffle because I have found that that's just necessary. So these are all nice and shuffled before I start my first roll. Okay, let's see what the month has for us. 12! Oh my gosh, 12. I hope that didn't blow out the microphone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I did that right. 1, 2. Yes, I did that right. At first I was just counting too fast because I was too excited. Okay, let's see. 1 word title. This card's kind of dirty. 1 word title. Okay, let me see and I will get back to you. Okay, 1 word title. This was kind of hard because I do have a couple options. One is Powerless, because this is a buddy read for Gwen's Patreon. So I do want to read that, but I don't think I'm gonna pick it. I think I'm gonna pick Oathbound by Tracy Dion. I'll put a picture up here because my book is coming. I pre-ordered a number of books this year because they're just continuations in series I'm really excited about, and you guys, I just read Legendborn and Bloodmarked. I did a whole reading blog about it. I honestly love this whole series, and this is the third book, and it's coming out, I think, March 4th. So I feel okay putting it on a TBR because I should have it and I will want to read it right away. So I feel like this is the smarter choice for my TBR, my have to reads, right? Because I just really want to read it. So this book, this series, is the Legendborn series. It's a YA fantasy story that's centered around the Arthurian legend. Our main character is a girl named Bree. She's 16 years old. She's going to an early college program on UNC Chapel Hill's campus, and like the night she shows up, weird things start happening and she witnesses something, and it just draws her into this world. And in this world there are people called Legendborn who are tasked with fighting the demons to protect the humans. The cool thing is this has been passed on for generations since Arthur and the Round Table, so Arthurian legend. And Bree has been swept into this. And I don't want to say too much more because there's a lot of fun reveals in this. It is YA, so there's definitely some angst. There's a bit of a love triangle, but I feel like that's more on the back burner. And what I really love about this series so far is just our main character of Bree. She's just really tough and spunky. And where it left off in the second book, I have to know. I have to know what's going to happen in the third book. So, Oathbound. Oathbound is on my TBR. Okay, let's move on to my second roll. I can't believe I got 12. I was saying I want to go through this board quickly. Let's see what happens. I'm like literally halfway through the board. All right, one word title. Now let's see what happens. 8. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we haven't got any sci-fi yet. Like I was saying, I'd have to land on the green squares for that. Name in the title is my prompt. Name in the title. Okay. I'm gonna have to think about that. All right, I got name in the title. I've had this before. Last time, I didn't have as many options as I do this time. Last time I picked the Rachel Price book. I could still pick that because I didn't finish that last time, but I have 2 recent options. Scoot into the middle. Okay, I have The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon. This is actually on my spring TBR. I'm about to film that, so stay tuned. This is a little sneak peek at that. So I have this one because Heart and Mercy are the character names in this book. And then I have Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Oh, I don't know. And I feel like I might have a decent amount of fantasy on this TBR before the end because I have some other books I'm going to have to share with you once we finish the game. I'm leaning towards Daisy Jones. I know this is an oldie but goodie, but I did actually just put this on a video where I was talking about books that I feel like I'm the last person to read, and this is one of them. I do intend, very much so, to get the audio because I've heard that is what makes this book. Now, I loved Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I didn't love Malibu Risings, so we will see. We'll see. I'm gonna put this on there. Okay, officially putting on Daisy Jones. Okay, so that was name in the title. Okay, you guys, it looks like we need a 5 or higher to finish the game. Oh no! Oh no, you guys. Okay, 3. Well, at least we didn't land on pop quiz. 1, 2, 3, or sci-fi. I should just be happy. All right, so we got has an epilogue. Has an epilogue. Okay, I can do that. I will come back with some options. All right, you guys, I found one. Not that I need to prove it to you, but epilogue, it has an epilogue of Writ. I don't even know who that is, but it says epilogue. So I am going to be picking up and officially putting this on my TBR. Is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Now this is another rather popular book that has been floating around for a while that I've been putting off. Really, I think I'm gonna like it. I think it's gonna be really good. It's about a girl named Peyton who's an ordinary in this world of elites that have like powers or gifts or something like that. And then there is a competition of some sort where the elites have to compete against each other and showcase their powers. But I think it's kind of like a deadly competition, almost like a Hunger Games. And for some reason she's been put into the games even though she has no powers. So I got nothing. I have no idea. But I do feel like there's another book coming out this year. So that's always a fun time to pick up a series because I know I have this book and the next one, Reckless, I think is what it's called. In case I like it, then I can pick it up. So I'm super jazzed. I'm glad I have this on my TBR. Okay, so that's officially on my TBR. And now I only have 2 more spots. So let me just roll the dice. Oh my gosh, I got 3. So I'm happy I made it to the end, to the final exam square. And so now I will just take the camera off and we will spin the wheel to pick my final book. All right, I have my final wheel here, which I'll just pop up like normal. Has a few things: buddy read series, yearly TBRs, book of the month, and seasonal TBRs. Let's just spin the wheel so we can pick this final book. Oh, I thought I did. There we go. Okay, it's spinning. Oh, stay on series. I could, yes, series, stay on series. Series. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let me let me think about it. Let me think about it and come up with some ideas. Okay, you guys, I have so many series I could pick, like next book in a series that I could pick for this prompt. And I should pick one in particular because I'm going to be mentioning it here shortly when I talk about the rest of the TBR of books I want to read or need to read in March that are not ending up on this TBR. But I looked over here at my TBR cart. Maybe I shouldn't have brought it over, but I looked over here and I saw a book that I have been meaning to get back into this series. And I really do want to. I even put it on my like series to read in 2025 because I think I just need to jump start back in and then I will finish out this series. But these books are big, they're intimidating, and it's this one. I am on Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas in the Throne of Glass series. This is the fourth book. I think it's the 4th book. I guess 5th book if you count Assassin's Blade, which I have read. So this is the 5th book I've read or will read. Will read now that I'm putting it on my March TBR. I think I needed the incentive to read it in March by putting it on a TBR. I started this, I think a year ago. I started this. It's been in my like Goodreads currently reading for so long. And I made it to page 62. So I'm going to start back over. Probably going to have to read some spoiler reminders of what happened in the last book. But I remember I really liked Heir of Fire. I really liked it. And it was a turning point book for me because otherwise I wasn't really appreciating this series because it's about our main character of Selena, who, I mean, I don't even know if I need to explain what Throne of Glass is, but it's about Selena, who is this renowned assassin who in the first book, Throne of Glass, was in the pits, I think it was called. It's just basically this labor camp or these mines or something like that. And she was rescued, I guess, taken out of the mines by the prince of this realm. And he brought her out so she could compete in a competition to be the king's champion against a slew of other people. And the book starts from there, and there's just a lot that happens in those first couple books that felt more YA, that I didn't love our main character. But then the series went from there in the 3rd book. There's not much I can say, right? Because we're getting pretty deep into this series, but I'm going to put this on. And I might regret this. You guys, I might regret this, but I'm choosing to put this on. So let me show you my choices for this month. And then we'll talk about the 3 other books I want to read. Okay, so I have Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, Powerless by Lauren Roberts, Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and Oathbound by Tracy Dion. Okay, so those 4 are officially on my TBR. I'll take a 4-book TBR. That sounds pretty good to me. The other books that are on my TBR, first one I'm going to count, it also comes out March 4th. You guys, I am so stinking excited for this book. I'm so excited. It is The Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare. I loved Swordcatcher. I'm not quite sure what everybody was hating on this book for, but I really enjoy Cassandra Clare's writing style. So this story is basically set in this realm where we have a couple main characters. The first being a boy named Kel, who has been tasked to be the prince's sword catcher, which basically means that he is similar in appearance to the prince, Prince Connor, and he will act to basically protect the prince, right? But more than that, he also has been tasked to like mimic him in public. So if there's a dicey situation, Kel will be the one wearing all the like regal attire and all that. So we have that dynamic, which I really enjoyed. Then we have another main character of Lynn, but her people are ostracized a bit just because they kind of come from a different like religion, ethnicity almost. They are the only group that still has magic. Not a lot of magic, but still has magic. And so they're set apart. Like they have to dress differently and they're looked down upon and all of this. And through a series of events, all our main characters interact. And I just really enjoyed it. I'm going to talk more about that in my wrap up. So you can hear my thoughts on why that book kind of stole the show for me in February. But Rag Picker King is number 2. It comes out shortly and I will be picking it up. End of story. Like, I will be. And I probably should have put it on the TBR officially, but that's okay. All right, I have 2 other books that I want to read in March for a variety of things. So the first one is this, Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. And so I'm going to be a part of Gwen's podcast. So I'll link Gwen's YouTube channel down below and her Patreon and all that. But she also has a podcast called Talk Bookish to Me. It's fantastic. She puts out podcasts about a variety of things. In this case, it will be a book discussion where we're going to be reading this. I have a love-hate relationship with Alice Feeney. I thought I was swearing off Alice Feeney because of a certain book, but then I have read a number of her other books and really enjoyed them. So I definitely wanted to give this a try. So this has to do with a woman who I think loses her husband or something like that. And so a man is driving home and he calls his wife and then it sounds like she hears him slamming on the brakes. I got it wrong. No, it's about the wife. He calls his wife who is driving. She gets in an accident and then he can't find her. Like he finds her car, but not his wife. And then it looks like she's missing for a long time until he sees someone that looks like her. I am definitely excited to give it a try and I really do love the cover. I think the cover is really stunning. So I do want to read that. And then the last book on my need to read, but so stinking excited list, We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. So this is the buddy read for the reading challenge I run, which is the Elevate Your Reading Challenge. It's down below. I have prompts for every month. And the month of March, the prompt is favorite author. But I also have buddy reads set up. So every month I have picked a book that we are going to be buddy reading together. So there's a group over on Discord. It's all free. It's all accessible to anybody who wants to join. Now the fun thing is you can join us for the buddy read, or you can do the prompt and read a favorite author of yours, or you can do both or whatever you want. But the reason I put this book in favorite authors, because last year during the challenge, I think we read 3 of Richard Osman's books in the Thursday Murder Club, number 2, 3, and 4. And it was really fun. And I really enjoyed reading it with everybody over there. And I think it's about a father and daughter. But I've heard it's very reminiscent of just kind of his Thursday Murder Club, especially in like writing style. So it is about a man who is retired and his daughter-in-law, it sounds like daughter-in-law, Amy, who works in private security, and then she is like on a job protecting somebody, and then there's a murder, and she, I think, calls her father-in-law. A thrilling race around the world begins. Can Amy and Steve outrun and outsmart a killer? That sounds very different than Thursday Murder Club because I was so contained in that retirement community. This sounds like it's the world as the setting. So, I'm not sure why I hadn't read the synopsis before, but I am really excited. I'm really excited. So those are a few extra books that I do want to read. And then like I said, I want to participate in Realmathon. What I love about Realmathon, which I'll link all the information down below, is it is pretty open-ended. Like you can pick a team and all of this stuff, but it's not a genre-specific readathon, so I can read these as well as fantasy and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to it. But anyway, that is what I have for March. Let me know your thoughts on some of these books. I feel like I have some fairly popular ones and some ones that I'm just so excited for. You guys, so excited. Let me know what you're planning on reading in March, what you're really excited for, or anything like that. But if you can't necessarily think of anything to say and you want to let me know you're here, which is always fun, let's do like a music note or a record or something to that notion for Daisy Jones and the Six, because I'm looking forward to picking up this kind of, I was gonna say classic. It's not a classic, but just this like well-loved book that I feel like the last person to read. So you guys, that's what I have. I hope you all are well. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to, subscribe to the channel. And otherwise, I'll just see you in the next book video. All right, take care.